What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Tangela, I'm going to turn over to you to introduce our wonderful guests.
Yes, I am excited because we have our amazing Soul Search TV stars here with us today, AJ and Tom, and they are intuitive channels, and they channel what they call the guides. And through the guides, AJ and Tom help you to discover the unique gifts and talents that you bring at this important time of spiritual awakening. What's so amazing about AJ and Tom and so unique is that they channel at the same time. And of course, you guys who have seen that already know. And if you haven't seen it, you're definitely in for a treat. They channel simultaneously by tuning in to the universal mind. As clear conscious channels, they share messages from source so that you can live your best life in full alignment with your higher self. And they bring through all of these beautiful messages with a lot of fun, with a lot of humor, with a lot of joy, which is what I love about you guys. And also, you have this amazing show on Soul Search TV, which Scott, I did share the trailer with you. I don't know if you had a chance to download it yet. If not, we can take a look at it later.
Yeah, I
But
have
it's
not. I'll do that now. I did not realize that.
perfect. It's called The Infinite Pathway Journey to Self-Realization. And it's an amazing 12-part series that AJ and Tom have on Soul Search TV. So if you guys have not checked it out, definitely tune in because each episode is a real powerful teaching and transmission. And they are going to be leading a really exciting journey for all of us in the Soul Search Facebook group starting in January, where they're going to be hosting a watch party where together we're going to be able to watch each episode, and then later in the week do some Q&A with AJ and Tom and with the guide. So it's going to be a real fun interactive experience. They're going to tell us a little bit more about that. But without further ado, welcome AJ and Tom to the special Thanksgiving show. I know you guys love and the guides love speaking to all of us about gratitude. So welcome. We're
Oh, thank
grateful
you
to.
so much. We can't think of a better time to be with everyone than Thanksgiving Eve. How perfect. And to be surrounded with so much love and so much joy just gives us great joy. So we're so glad to be here.
Absolutely. The energy is just off the charts. I don't know if you can feel it, but it's a very important time to have high vibes right now. So we're really excited to bring through the guides and we'll start actually with a little brief meditation just to align all of our energies, both for ourselves and for everyone here today. And then we'll probably have a little opening statement from the guides, which is very typical from them. And then we'd love to have the guides answer your questions, but we'll be in a little bit of a trance. So we'll let Tangia coordinate that for us as we bring through the guides for you today.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. And if you join us, please, in a nice, deep, cleansing breath, really feel that air as it goes in and out of your lungs. Even though we won't continue to do it together, just allow yourself to focus your attention on that lovely breath, the gift of life feeding every cell in your body. Now allow yourself to feel the energies of earth beneath you, whether through your feet, through your seat. Feel the energies of earth coming up, securing you, rooting you, grounding you as she does so perfectly, so that you are safe and secure as we step into the etheric realm. In the same breath, feel the energies from the divine entering through your crown chakra. Feel that at the very top of your head opening, so that we have energies as above, so below, anchoring us, enabling us to be incarnated souls during this lifetime, fully equipped. We welcome in the guides and invite their wisdom in any way that best serves the greatest and highest good of all. And we ask only that you enable AJ and I to communicate clearly throughout this transmission. We welcome you.
Dear ones, we are so grateful for the opportunity to be with you in this present moment in time. And we celebrate you for the conscious choice that you have made to maintain and control your own vibrational frequency, in the conscious choices you make with the conversations you have with others, with the programming you listen to, with the music that energizes and adjusts the frequency throughout your physical being, enabling you the opportunity to move and create new flows and new pathways. Dear ones, this is an important time in your evolution, vortex, if you will, to enable you to realize your own divine I am, your own power, your own abilities, and to understand the power of your conscious choices.
We wish to begin today by reminding you that gratitude is so very much more than a response. It is, in fact, a vibrational frequency, and like all vibrational frequencies, is quite high on the scale. And so, therefore, if your general frequencies are low, it is a struggle for you to feel such gratitude easier tonight, yes, as our attention turns towards such joy, such appreciation. Notice how it is so much easier for you to experience gratitude, and yet, perhaps on another day, when your attention turns to those things that are troubling or worrying you, those things that are so often out of your control, but which occupy much of your mind, notice how they reduce your frequencies. Urge as much as you will to feel joy. It is difficult without aligning yourself to source so that you may raise your vibration. This is worth the few moments it takes you to do so, and we promise you, you shall remain in joy.
Dear ones, you do love your things, your objects, your collections, indeed your food, if you will. And yet, let us remind you that the vibration of gratitude is what you bring to the table, so to speak. It is your energy, it is your intention, it is your recognition, it is your appreciation, if you will. that finds a resonance and raises us all. For it is what you bring to the table. You are the key, dear ones. It is your decision to find gratefulness in your surroundings, in the beautiful planet with all of its diversity and all of the various cultures and populations around the earth and all of the abundance it provides. Therein is the secret for you, this recognition of what you bring and what you allow to create possible for yourselves.
And the door, beloveds, is so simple. It is the remembering that you are adored by Source, and that nothing you do can change this adoration. Focus your attention there, dear ones, and the rest shall follow easily. Gratitude shall be your song. We have much we wish to hear from you, however, and so we open for your questions and your inquiries.
Oh, I see a question here from Sylvia, which is a wonderful question. AJ and Tom, are you and your guides up for talking about the flow between your human relationship and your channeling partnership?
Indeed, dear ones, what a beautiful symbiotic relationship. For we are talking here of affinity, and you may find this in so many ways. The mutual attraction, if you will, in the things that each of the channels find enjoyable and pleasurable, and the delight that they take in the sharing of such. For this planet and this environment is a wonder box of gifts, and the discovery is there for you as you unpack them. And as you unpack them, and as you find gratefulness and gratitude with each of these gifts, your vibrations naturally rise, and your abilities to see into what could be seen as other realms, to connect with us on higher levels becomes quite easy for you in this respect.
Our relationship is one of pure love and appreciation, and it was their curiosity, their interest, their desire to know more about the universe that brought us close around them, their appreciation of so many of the divine spirits, their willingness to believe when there was not physical evidence, and yet their reticence was strong when we suggested that they speak for us to others. For their response was, surely you have enough others to speak, and we reminded them, no. Each voice is of great critical power, and so we invited them to trust us, and this now has become a beautiful dance that we dance together joyfully and each and every moment.
Indeed, dear one, a dance that is available to each and every one of you as your consciousness moves higher into the higher dimensional realms, as you learn that there is no separation between your fellow human beings and the divine, and that all is one.
You are hearing from the divine often. You are not different, for those voices are always near you, waiting for you to ask the next question and the next, and to listen gently for the answers.
Beautiful. One of our regulars, Susan Bloomquist, is starting a big project. Is there anything that the guides have to say to Susan about where her project is going?
Yes, there is much we wish to say to you, beloved. First, we wish to remind you that it is not the outcome that shall serve as the measure, but the intention. These are different energies, the intention that you hold and the reasons beneath why you wish to do this project. This shall continue to be clarified at times through success, at times through failure, whatever is needed, dear one, for you to purify your intent as you go forward. And yet, the energy of outcome is not for you to place attention, for the energy of outcome is simply the road that is followed. The gift is not the same energy as the receiving of the gift. And so we encourage you to focus only on the intention of the gift and to trust the flow that is coming to you even during challenging times, for they serve your greatest and highest good as well.
Dear one, we remind you that this work, which is so close to your heart, should never burden you. It should never be considered work as such, as you are always returning to your heart's desire. Remember, if you ever feel this way, to take a break and then always return to what it is that is my heart's desire, and then proceed from there.
Remember, the outcome is not of importance. In other words, the destination, there is no arriving. And so you best take joy in every step of the journey, for every step is surrounding you with great love and confidence in all that you have been blessed to do.
Beautiful. Here's a question from Aza, also known as Heidi, who is the wonderful woman who is dancing up a storm during Omashar's song. She writes, in the USA right now, there are many forces causing division among people, families, and our communities. What are your guides' perception of what the deeper aspects of what this division is that's going on, that's creating this phenomena?
All planned, all apart. All planned and all a part of the shift that is occurring for you, dear ones. All a part of what is necessary for you to realize all that is needed for you to realize deep inside your souls. You signed up for this time, yes, and therefore we encourage you not to give attention to any of the negativity, but instead to put forward your intentions, for they're powerful. They hold great power. Your light, your individual lights are never extinguished. For there is no power in the universe that is able to extinguish the light, and therefore your light. And so we remind you that you have the ability to shake away those things which are not of service to you, and instead to remain attentive to those things that give you joy, for they are the power and able to transform all that is around you. This is the test, my dear ones. This is the test for you, to not allow any circumstance to tell you how your joy shall be felt, but instead to stand strong and say, I am adored by Source. I am always protected. I am always cared for. And therefore I send forth unity and oneness in my energy, and in doing so, I transform the world.
Indeed, dear ones, remember each and every one of you are fully equipped for each and every storm that may come your way. Yes, you are on a planet of polarity, of duality, and this increasingly so, for it is there for you to see the solution, one that has not been recognized in quite some time. This ability for you not to fall into the trap of polarity, of extremes, of one side or another, but to transcend, dear ones, to transcend into higher consciousness and to rise above. This is your task at this time, to step out of division, of polarity, and return to your own divine I am.
All possible, dear ones, all possible. But it's up to you to decide where your attention shall fall. Therefore, if it is difficult for you to do so, we suggest you separate yourself from those sources of energy that are constantly bringing you towards the attention of the negative, and instead fill yourself with the many, many examples, millions we can see around you now, that are showing you the divine love of Source, and showing you the ways in which transformation is occurring to you daily. For your trees are not aware of the difficulties. Your animals are not aware of the difficulties. The wind is not aware. The sea is not aware. We suggest you join with them.
Indeed, such an important time for you to make those conscious choices of gratitude and appreciation for the many things that are intentionally there for you to take you out of such dire polarity issues.
We have one more question now, and then Thomas and AJ are going to come back at the end of the show, or towards the end. But this is from Ayada, who's also one of our regulars. We love Ayada very much. She writes, question, I'm getting closer to launching a project that I've been getting guidance about for a long time. The basic theme is contributing to the unification of humanity. It sometimes feels way too big for me, and I'm wondering if you have any guidance on this.
Look around you to find your partners, dear one, for this intention is not yours alone. In fact, there are many who share this intention, and so we encourage you to share your project with many others and listen for their support, for they shall show it in a number of ways. Too large for you, no, not at all too large for you, and inspired by your very soul, the reason why you are here now. However, remember what we've said about the outcome, for the outcome is none of your business. Instead, we encourage you to stay true to your intention, one step at a time, one movement at a time, and each time an individual that encounters you or your entire tribe, those that you have brought in to share with you this vision of yours. Every time it brings one individual into a greater sense of hope for their fellow man. The compassion that is a part of your heart chakra and a part of all humans' heart chakras, then this is where to place your attention.
Remember, dear one, that everyone is fully equipped, and the divine sees each and every one of you as whole, even in all of your circumstances, in many varied ways in which you look upon them. Remember, dear one, it is a returning to the consciousness of wholeness, of one, of unity, a simple remembering rather than a focusing on something that is broken and requires fixing. Herein, with this focus, you shall find success.
Nothing is impossible, dear one. Nothing is beyond you, for your intent is strong, and your heart's desire is your very life force. So we encourage you to enjoy it, knowing that the millions of angels surround you, and share in your dream.
And with this, we are complete.
Thank you so much, AJ and Tom and the guides. We actually had one more question coming in. If we can just ask this one more as well from Janice Hall. Any tips or exercises to unplug from the matrix, all programming or tendrils that may be embedded, known or unknown?
There are many, and you do know them. For you can feel them. You can feel the energy of them, heavy or light, burdensome or not. Note when you smile and when you do not. Here is the clear distinction. There are some that are easy. For when you hear judgment, when you hear condemnation, when you hear negativity, then you know it is not from source. When instead you hear love, and you hear belief, and you hear faith, and you hear joy, note how they make you feel, and note that these are where you must move forward toward. The exercise we invite you toward is an easy one. It is listening into your own soul. For your soul is telling you, along with your guides who surround you each and every day, what it is that is in your greatest and highest good. And therefore, the more you practice the listening of their messages and the listening of your own heart, this is where you shall find the direction you need.
Indeed, dear one, a matter of discernment, a recognition that you are not a part of the foibles of the mind and the imagination, but you are a child of the divine, and always making space to return to that aspect of you which is divine, and not concern yourself again with issues of polarity.
You are stronger than you believe. We say this to all of you. You have great capacity for love, or you would not be here in this collective. You are, in fact, standing ahead of much of humanity who looks towards you to see where they shall step next. As such, you are deeply protected and amazingly loved. And with this, we shall close for now.
Beautiful. I'm going to go right into, whoops, let's go take a look at their trailer, this beautiful trailer that they've created. Do you want to say anything about it, Tangela?
I think we can just jump right in and check out the trailer for Tom and AJ's beautiful show. Thank you for the channeling, guys. That was amazing.
Thomas Workman and AJ Kavanagh are intuitive channels.
You were created as a part of a universal plan.
Who have a remarkable ability to speak for a spiritual collective they call the Guides.
As you step into the light, you find new realities, new worlds indeed open up for you.
We often forget who we are, our eternal nature, and the wisdom that comes from that.
The Infinite Pathway, Journey to Self-Realization.
So we're really excited that in January, in our Soul Search Facebook group, they will actually be hosting a watch party as well as a discussion to really talk about each series. So each episode in the series. So it's going to be a really amazing way to dive into the work with AJ and Tom. All you guys have to do is, of course, just join our Facebook group. I dropped the link in the chat and I'll drop it again. Soul Search Spiritual Holistic Wellness. And of course, you can learn more about them, connect with them, book a session at soulsearch.io and also through their website, Speaking with Source. And of course, you can find them on Soul Search TV, which is available online on soulsearch.tv and also on Roku, Amazon Fire, Apple TV, Android TV, and on our Soul Search TV mobile app. So you guys can all get more of the wisdom, the joy, and the love of the guides. And thank you, AJ and Tom, for being such an amazing part of our Soul Search family.
We are ready.
Okay, well, you had mentioned in your opening comments about every day tuning in and raising our vibration. What are some practices and specific ways you suggest for us to do that?
Open your eyes and open your ears, for they surround you. We encourage you, and many of you become so busy, so preoccupied, that you do not take the moment to step outside and smell the wind, and to see the sun and let it hit your skin, to note the beauty that surrounds you. Note all these things in appreciation are what raise your vibration. And so we would begin by placing reminders, for this is what your guides are doing with you often. They're tapping on your shoulder, saying, look outside the window now. Listen to the music that is in the wind. All those things that you appreciate most are surrounding you, and you simply need to notice them.
Dear ones, this is the very reason why you are on a planet with such diversity, for we have placed so many things for you to pivot your attention. All of the high vibrations that are around you in nature and with your animals and with your loved ones, there for you to simply make the conscious choice. I choose something else in this moment. This is my power. This is my ability. And there is so much there for me to be grateful for, and so much there for me to appreciate. And there is so much more for me to strive toward.
You know that you have your emotions, which are indicators for you about the vibrational frequency that you are experiencing. And therefore, when your emotions are not positive, this is a sign, time for pivoting, time for me to turn my attention from whatever is preoccupying me and reducing my vibration, and instead focusing on so many of the things that are around you. Find a delicious piece of food and enjoy it. Allow yourself to step outside and see the beauty of the nature around you. You have many of these, and we simply encourage you to ask the question as often as you can. And as some of our friends write this on a paper so that they may see it while they're at work or while they are at their homes. And it simply says, what has my attention right now? This is a great way for you to determine yourself what your vibrational frequency shall be.
Wow. Okay. Ayada writes, and similar to a question that was asked earlier, but it's so important. So if you could clarify even more. Ayada asks, I would like to ask the guides for advice on how to respond to or deal with the highly polarized situation this country is in since the election and the anxiety.
Dear ones, we remind you that this energy is not yours. It is external to you, and we remind you the importance of always returning to your energy and your ability to make choices, returning to your conscious decision to turn up the vibration of your own frequency to the higher realms, always there for you. You must always ask yourself, what is my experience right now? What are my conditions? And be wary of going down the rabbit hole, as it were, as can be seen in those things you call entertainment, those very things that you call drama, for there is much drama around you at this stage, and it is a matter for you, again, dear ones, of transcendence, a choice of your willingness to participate in such drama, or to step back to claim your own sovereignty, your own I am, your own willingness to control your frequency, your circumstances, and your own vibration.
We remind you the power that exists within you, the power that allows you to determine the outcomes and to determine how you shall feel about any given thing. For polarity is the planet that you are on, and it shall not change. Even though you expand, even though you grow, you shall always live within a series of spectrums, positive and negative. You will always have cold as the opposite of hot. You shall always have soft as the opposite of hard. This is the world in which you have chosen to incarnate on. Was it done for the universe to create misery in you? No. We shall remind you that it was done for its expansive ability for you to recognize your own power. You have the ability to pay less attention and to choose which pole you shall be focused upon. This is your greatest gift, choice. The choice you have, for you are never forced to live on one side or another. You get to choose. And we encourage you to choose on which feels best, which brings joy. This always your ability, but do not fret that there is polarity. Instead, allow yourself to focus where your joy is found.
Thank you. So I have a question. How do we deal with it when people try to pull us into conversations or discussions that are polarizing?
My, how much I love the color of your shirt would be a good start. In other words, what we are saying to you is that there is always something that is of a higher vibration available to you at any moment. And it is exactly as we have discussed, your love of drama, your love of conflict, that sits at the seat of thinking. You must discuss what is not good for you, what is unhappy for you, what causes you fear. You spend a great amount of time, dear ones, talking about what you do not like and what you do not want. We would recommend instead that you regularly change the subject, that you regularly pivot, as we like to use this word, pivot, which means we turn towards a different direction of our attention. And you will find plenty for you to do this on. Yes, we appreciate your social norms, your inability to interrupt someone as they are ranting and raving about what they do not like. Yet even your chance to say, my, how articulate you are about what makes you miserable is a good start.
Indeed, dear ones, this is the transcendence of polarity we are speaking of, and the reference of the many diversities that are upon your planet. This is the task before you at this time, this level of personal mastery to take control of your own vibrational frequency, where you choose to focus and how you wish to respond.
It sounds difficult, yes? It is easier than anything you shall ever do. We encourage you to try it and see how you have the power to change the energy of any conversation. We also suggest that when an individual is resistant to looking towards the positive, it is perhaps time for you to step towards a different community, for there are many who wish to share with you in the joy that surrounds them.
I love that. Thank you so much. You made me laugh twice. So wise. Grace Denise asks, can we help others raise their frequency? Is this
You do so every day. You do so regularly. Watch and experiment by stepping out to a stranger, perhaps in a store, perhaps at a stoplight, and simply smile, a true, sincere smile of appreciation, and see the response. We know you expect for them to call the police on you. This is not the natural response, for you shall find quite the opposite. You can feel when another enters your space with a lower vibration, and how it makes you feel. And the opposite as well is true, beloveds. You can feel how when someone with a high vibration enters, they brighten the room. You have the ability to brighten the room. We suggested before interaction with other humans, allowing yourself to set that vibration high. For this is the light we speak of. And do you have full command over that light? And that light shall never fail.
Dear ones, note carefully what we speak of, for it is not your obligation to fix another or to change another. Note the reoccurrence of polarity, yes, but simply to be, simply to recognize your own frequency and your contribution of your frequency to your environment. And so, dear ones, as we often call you light beings, do your light work. Enable yourself to step into your very beingness, and where it comes naturally to you to complement, again, oh my, what a lovely color shirt, allow it to come forward. Allow your light to shine, and this is how you affect change.
No work in this, is there? No work at all.
This question from one of our people on Facebook asking, will there be a bifurcation, a time when the Earth splits into multiple alternate realities, or is that already happening?
You have moved dimensions multiple times throughout the history of your civilization, and you are moving dimensions now. This is what is often meant by a new Earth, for every time you expand dimensions, you are in fact able to find consciousness in areas that you were once blind toward. And so, as you expand in dimensionality, you suddenly are able to see what was unseen. This is a particularly important shift that is occurring for you now, and we ask you to see all of the signs of it occurring, for not just your world events, which are climbing towards a specific point. that will require resolution, will require new thought. But we are also suggesting you look at everything from your astrology, your numerology, for all of these are indicating to you the changes that are occurring right now. The question for you to ask is, what am I seeing differently? What am I noticing differently? Look for few but important clues. For example, look for the times in which you are able to see into the human in front of you and not see what they are wearing, what they are saying, what do they look like, or even what they're doing, but to see inside and to see that they are a living soul, that they have hopes and dreams and emotions. This is coming into your sight, and many more you are able to see it. You give it funny names. You call it psychic, or you call it empathic. And yet this is what we call human, expanded human. And there you shall see greater and greater change.
Dear ones, you do realize you are multi-dimensional beings capable of so much. And this ability you call psychic or empath, not available to a few, but available to all. Allow this emergence, allow this to come forward within you, allow your inner tuition, as it were, and thus enable the shift into the multi-dimensional realms and the higher consciousnesses that are there before you at this very moment.
Beautiful. I think we're winding down. So, Tangela, do you have anything else you'd like to ask, or?
I think just as a final question, so I loved all of your tools and pragmatic tips for us moving forward during this time. What tips do you have for us for the holidays, for Thanksgiving as it approaches? How can we celebrate? What can we remember? And how can we move forward as a community?
We are fascinated by watching you celebrate. For some of you are in dread and others are in joy. What is the difference? It is not Aunt Maud or anything that she cooks. It is, in fact, your own disposition that determines how well you shall enjoy this period. For we speak often of the lack of power of obligation. It does not serve you well. And so you shall enjoy your holiday based upon what raises your vibration, without placing blame on or responsibility on any others, for you alone are the one who determines your joy. Therefore, we would encourage you to align as you enter holidays, remembering that this especially is a season of gratitude and love, of gifts. We remind you what a gift is. A gift is something that you have not earned. It is something that is freely given to you, regardless of what you have done or how you have done it. For anything else is not a gift. It is an exchange. It is an interaction. It is a piece of business. You have many gifts surrounding you that are impossible for you to earn. As you focus your attention there, you find the energy of this season always available to you, regardless of the time on the calendar, always there for you to enjoy. Yet it shall take your attention. It shall take your decision, your choice, to decide how you shall focus your energy.
Indeed, dear ones, and remember all of those experiences that you encounter, from the traffic jam to the delicious meal, all serves to expand you in ways both consciously and unconsciously. And so accept them with grace and love, knowing that they are before you for your greatest and highest good, not just the food for its nutrition, but the traffic jam for the opportunity to take time in contemplation.
It is essential for you to remember, as we have said and shall say often to you, about how deeply loved you are from the universe, that the universe is incomplete without you. Let this be part of your preparation, for then you are ready to receive the gifts the universe has for you, and they are many, though you may need to search for them. We remind you that the more you appreciate, the more things for you to appreciate appear for you. And so we do encourage you to keep a list, beginning perhaps with this season. Let us give you an example, for we remind humans often that your bodies were designed to experience pleasure. This is a part of your creation. Therefore, the deliciousness of many foods you will enjoy tomorrow, all throughout the season, were designed to give you pleasure. Focusing on any other aspect of them is a waste, perhaps, of energy, for these were designed for you to find delight, and that delight always available to you.
Think of this, think of all of this, think of the beautiful abundance, the beautiful harvest that is before you at any given time. So much for you, dear ones, in the recognition that you are loved, not just by your friends and families, but indeed by divine source itself. You are simply adored for your very beingness, dear ones.
We are not unaware of adversity. We are simply choosing not to focus our attention there. We encourage you to do the same. With this, we are complete.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You to the Awakening World community and the Global Peace Tribe for this opportunity to share these beautiful messages. It gives us great joy to be able to share the messages of the guides, and that is our mission.
What a gift.
And we encourage you all. Thank you so much. There is so much before you. I mean, it is so amazing to get this insight from the guides. And there is so much to look forward to, each and every one of you, if you are willing.
Yeah.
And so join us and the Global Peace Tribe, and form your communities and share your light.